I got a question from Joshua in North Fort Myers. Prepaid credit cards, why do they cancel in a bankruptcy? This is a fantastic question, probably one we've never touched on in all the shows that we've done. Let's start with the concept of what is a prepaid credit card. A prepaid credit card is where it's a credit card. It's a Visa or a MasterCard. It's not different. It doesn't have special bells and whistles other than the fact that is when you put money into the bank, like into a savings account, you prepay it. In other words, you're giving them money to act as collateral for your using the credit card. I'm a big fan of prepaid credit cards. I have no problem with them as long as they're going to report to the credit reporting agencies that you are using the card and making payments in a timely fashion. Having a prepaid credit card that doesn't report to the credit reporting agencies doesn't benefit you at all. In other words, if the credit reporting agencies don't know you're actively using credit to your advantage, meaning that you're actually using it and paying it off and you have good credit standing with this company, fantastic. If you have no interest in paying off the prepaid credit card or no interest in reporting to the credit reporting agencies, then by all means, who cares? I'm not worried about it if you're not worried about it. But if you're going to actually do this and do it right, you want to make sure you're getting the benefit of it. But using the prepaid credit card is great because you can't go over your balance. In other words, if you set something up with a $500 balance, I send it to ABC Bank, they give me a credit card with a $500 limit. They've got $500 of my money knowing that if I ever can't pay it, they can take that money and pay the bill. So now let's say I use the credit card and pay it off, use it and pay it off, use it and pay it off. Eventually they're going to raise my credit limit without asking me to do it, and then maybe they might send the money back to me in 2 years or a year, 18 months, saying, hey Carmen, you've been a good client, we're going to turn this into an unsecured credit card, meaning I'm going to give you your money back, and we still want you to continue to use the card. Of course, we're going to watch our interest rate, and you're going to, if you do carry a balance, you're going to have to pay these fees, blah, blah, blah. So you got to be real careful about that. But prepaid, to rebuild your credit, prepaid cards are great. Or they call them secured cards, meaning that you've put down money as collateral for the secured card. Again, I have no problem with these things, provided that they report to the credit reporting agencies, and you want to make sure that you use these cards wisely. Now to the viewer's question, Joshua's question is, why do they cancel them in bankruptcy? I don't know, because if the client is current on the day of filing, meaning that you don't have a balance on that prepaid credit card, then I only list it as a bank account with a card. I mean, fully disclose it. Say I've got $500 in ABC Bank. What is it? Well, it's a prepaid credit card, but at the time I filed bankruptcy, I didn't have a balance on this account. I don't think that's a problem, as long as you fully disclose to the bankruptcy court and to your creditors what it is. But they're not truly a creditor, so they'll be listed on Schedule B where you have all your assets, but they're not on the schedules like Schedule F or Schedule D where you'd be required to list your secured and your unsecured credit cards, or flop that. D is secured credit cards, F is unsecured credit cards. But that's where you'd be required to list those. So if they're not a creditor on that day, I wouldn't list them there, but I would have to disclose that you had money in the bank on a secured credit card. And again, I see no problem with that. We exempt the value and it's done. So I don't know why they would cancel the account other than maybe a housekeeping rule or something. But they're not going to be able to get more money out of you. Now, different story is, let's say, for example, you have a secured credit card, a $500 balance, but at the time you filed the bankruptcy, you owed the $500 on a debt limit, or you exceeded it, or you were a little bit below. If they get notice that you filed bankruptcy, yeah, they're going to take their money and send you back the difference. Maybe they don't want to do business with you anymore. But every time we've done it, I think I've advised my clients to bring it current before filing, if they could afford to, and then they would go ahead and not even list them as a creditor, because you don't have to. If you don't, the only people you have to list in bankruptcy, or all the people you have to list in bankruptcy, are the people you owe money to. If you have $500 in a bank and you don't owe them any money, why would they cut off your charging privileges if you can only charge up to the value of the account balance? I don't know.